Welcome, everybody, returning viewers, new viewers out there, and lurkers out there alike. Welcome to tonight's Let's Talk Jurassic. We've got a really fun stream here planned tonight. We're going to be talking all about Beyond the Gates, the recent reveals over there, which is the Hammond Collection. There's a bunch of stuff to talk about in regards to what could be coming up. And then we're going to talk about Mattel in 2022. So we've got a lot of fun stuff to do tonight. I'm sure there's a lot of people in here. So I'm just going to give a broad, hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm not going to individually point out everybody tonight, and you'll see why in just a second here. But let's see. What do we got to talk about real quick before we get into the episode itself? Hopefully everybody can hear me. That would be a good thing. But first off, I want to showcase real quick our website. Over on the podcast this week, we actually had a fantastic interview. I can say that because I didn't do the interview. It was Ben who hosts the book club. So he was able to chat with Vector That Fox, Joe Breeze, the artist behind the incredible artwork that you've seen in Jurassic Park and The Lost World from the Folio Society. So we had a great interview over there about The Lost World, all the work that went into that. So please go check that one out. Again, if you want to be a part of the book club, we've got a few dates coming up. February 14th is the second episode. So be sure to send in your thoughts and feelings on that by the 12th in order to get those in for the next episode. Anything else to talk about real quick? Oh, yeah, I did do a little video in regards to this novel itself, The Lost World from the Folio Society. So you can check that over on our YouTube channel. But that's it. Please join in the book club because that's a lot of fun right now. And Ben's doing a fantastic job with the interviews here, with the book club itself. And we'd really appreciate you sending in some comments there for that one. But that's it. I'm going to do a quick intro. I think that's all I'm going to do. All right. So quick intro from me, saying again hi to everybody out there. Let's go ahead and add in a little guest here for the show. So let's say hi.
What's going on, Brad? How's it going? Exciting day.
Good. You know what? I thought, hey, who better than to have asked me to join the show today than Tim from Collect Jurassic?
Who better to ask me to join? That's exactly what happened. Exactly.
Yeah, I mentioned it to you, not before you asked me, before we started this, and I was like, I wanted to reach out to people. I've been so busy recently, I just didn't have a chance to broaden this stream here, but we've got you, and I'm very, very excited. So thank you for reaching out about it. And I know you've got a wealth of information, and you're always ready to talk about toys, so it's going to be a good one. I'm ready for it, man.
A wealth of excitement is what I bring today.
Shout out here to Jurassic Souls. Thank you so much for the super chat. Really, really appreciate it. You said loved all the articulation and detail on the Barry and Para show today. Really hyped to see what's next. Maybe a Triceratops or a Pachycephalosaurus. Interesting. I like those ideas. I love those ideas. Let me go ahead and add my banner over here real quick. We are live. But yes, we are going to be talking all about the Beyond the Gates announcements today. There's a lot to discuss there. So I'm going to try to dive into the comments whenever I can, but I want to keep the conversation rolling. So let's go ahead and kick it off, man. Well, let's just talk about Beyond.
A lot to unpack, like you said.
Yeah, we finally got the second season. We got the second season. It's here. I mean, we kind of figured this was happening, right? We kind of expected that.
For sure. I hoped it was happening, for sure. More toys is always better. And of course, we know Target carries some exclusive stuff like Legacy Collection. So we were hoping that there would be more on the way. So I guess if you look on the website that launched today, you can see there's more Legacy on the way. But, the main attraction's right there. This previously unknown Hammond Collection.
Previously unknown. Yes, the Hammond Collection. So, that's this is something that's going to be happening it says right there, every third Wednesday of the month from now until the end of the year. That's a long time.
I think it's like eight episodes or something. Or I don't know. It's a lot. Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot of episodes. So we'll get into this. We got the Hammond Collection here, looking brilliant. Again, everybody at Jurassic Outpost kills it with this, and shout out to Caleb as well for the music. But yes, and we've got a few things. So I think before maybe we dive into the figures that were revealed today, let's go ahead and talk about some of these upcoming gate crashers.
For sure.
So today, what is today? Today, okay, so today's not on there. But we've got next month 2/16, one exclusive item from the Legacy Collection. Sounds good. I know and we're going to talk about some other items later on. I know you've got a handful of items that have been shown off or revealed on other websites or wherever.
Right.
And maybe some of those things are here, probably. But what do you think? What do you think's coming? Because we have 2 legacy items coming. February, March. Oh, sorry, 3. Let's go to April as well.
There's literally 3. The next 3 behind the gates, the next 3 months are going to be legacy. So, I mean, I'm kind of going off of like, historically what Behind the Gates has done. I can't see them doing a whole episode on like, one $10 dinosaur. Like it's probably going to be some sort of set or multi-pack or something. So the imagination runs wild. I mean, we know what as fans we want and what we're missing. Lex, Gennaro, some Lost World stuff, Jurassic Park 3 stuff. Like we're missing all that. So the imagination truly runs wild. I can't wait to see. I mean, this is just the next 3 months, and there's even more. So I mean, it could be a lot in there.
Yeah, the next 3 months, and you're right. It's probably not like you will see in a little bit, but the Legacy Collection blue. Imagine if that's like March, and you're like,
womp, womp,
okay,
womp. Yeah,
come on. I mean, we've got 95 blues. That's right. But yeah, so you're probably right. It's probably something bigger, but or just something that we're hyped about, even if it is a small character or something like that. But the Legacy Collection, which we can dive into later as well, it's an interesting thing in and of itself. So you don't really know what could be in there. No
right.
clue.
It could be some dinosaur you've never even heard of that was in the movie. So don't even know anymore.
Yeah. All right. So then we got May 18th. We've got 4 exclusive items from the Hammond Collection. The newly revealed Hammond Collection, which we got 2 of today.
Right.
So there could be hints in this video as maybe what 2 of these items could be. But you never know. There's other items out there we have a chance to get.
Yeah, I mean, it could be like Velociraptor Blue or Velociraptor Delta or Velociraptor Charlie, or I mean, it could be anything. It could be Lost World Raptor.
It could be Owen too. It could also.
Yeah. There you go. So, there you go.
All right. So then we're going back to the Legacy Collection for June. So June's a big one, right?
June would be a big one, right?
Jurassic World Dominion. If you've got one pick for like a June Legacy Collection item for the reveal of this is just after Dominion should come out, right? So what is the big thing that comes out for the Legacy Collection?
I mean, what I want it to be is like a visitor center or a command compound or something like that. I mean, it's hard to trump kind of what we've gotten from Legacy Collection with Brachiosaurus, with the Explorers. I mean, where do you go from there? And where do you go from there when Dominion hits to kind of build the excitement? And sorry, the only thing I can think of is some sort of massive playset, hopefully a command center. But that's wishful thinking. But I'd love to be proven right.
Dino Crap says visitor center playset would be cool.
Yeah, that would be the thing.
If you have guesses out there, if somebody like this person named Chris, if you want to guess the June item, go ahead.
Just guess a wild, just like an uneducated, uninformed guess if you have it, please.
This avatar that's in here is completely unfamiliar. I've never seen that person. But it kind of looks like somebody I know with much longer hair. But any guesses you have would be great as well. But then we've got July again with the Legacy Collection. All right. A lot of Legacy Collection love in this so far. We've got 5 items in the first 2 pages here. And then we've got again Hammond Collection. So there's a common theme. It's just bouncing
Two
back
more,
between
two more Hammond Collection. So that brings it up
yeah, two
to
more.
eight individual items in the first year.
Mm.
And, looking way ahead, obviously, but I mean, I feel like that's awesome. I feel like with Amber Collection, and I know we'll talk more about that. Like, I think the first year was sort of like all a mystery of what was coming and all that, but now we know at least here, we don't know what they are, but we know that there's 8 individual Hammond Collection items on the way, which bodes well. We know they'll be advertised on Behind the Gates as opposed to just kind of popping up on Amazon one day. So all good stuff for Hammond Collection, I think, in terms of the prognosis for how it could do this year.
Yeah, so let's dive into the Hammond Collection. I tried to click on it and it brought me to the other page, but it says right here, introducing the newest collection, collector quality designs that showcase the unique personalities of the dinosaurs and people across the entire film series. I mean, I would take a guess that maybe Hammond is one of those.
Maybe.
I would hope. I mean, you never know, though.
I love that description. It's like, then what was Amber Collection? I understand it's kind of technical to be like, this is 3.75 inches and that was 6 inches. Like, your average Target browser isn't going to be maybe making that distinction without getting a ruler out. But it is important. They are smaller.
Yeah, that is the thing. And these are beautiful. And actually these boxes. Let's pause it right here and give Chris a nice spotlight. We've got these incredible boxes. Now this is something that I am very excited about. Those boxes from Amber Collection were not good. Like I didn't like them. The backs looked fine, but like the odd panels and they were so strange. I like that this is just a rectangle box, with straight sides and everything, and just the vibe of it looks really, really cool. So I dig that.
It is totally cool, and a big chance being taken on the logo with just a silhouette of Hammond. I mean, obviously, Hammond is near and dear to us mega fans, but it's a risk to put the shadow of an old man on your package as your logo. But I'm here for it. Yeah, anytime we can not put the Jurassic World logo on something, I'm here for it.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, look, it is right above it with the icon of the T-Rex, but it's not the world logo, which is good. So the thing about Hammond is like he does kind of just he is somebody that I feel like everybody knows. Like if you see like some guy walking into, which I've seen like memes about it time and time again. Older gentleman walking into like Target with his shopping cart and he's got white on and a hat. And it's like, oh my God, I feel like dinosaurs are about to attack. Somebody makes a meme of it. And it's like, everybody knows John
He Hammond, is. You're right. He is. And he's been kind of parodied in Simpsons and South Park and all that. So he's got a little bit of cultural relevance. I definitely think that extends beyond us fans. But but this box is just so premium. I mean, granted, we don't have it in our hands, but I just love like the peak window, which I feel like is like all the rage or something. It just makes it feel more premium. I was looking at Fortnite toys the other day in Target, and they had the same kind of box with like a little window, and it's like it just kind of makes it feel a little bit more, like I said, premium. Versus the Amber Collection boxes that looked like they were literally about to fall apart anytime you looked at them. So
I have seen people just point out how much tape is on them.
Yeah.
How, that's never a good look with all that tape just randomly on there. Everybody's like, oh, they look like they're falling apart, and with the odd sizing and everything, it was weird. But Hammond Collection coming. It's a shorter scale, 3 3/4 instead of the 6-inch scale, right? So, give me your thoughts on that, because I know I've got feelings on that. But what are your thoughts on kind of hey, we're gonna kill off the Amber Collection. Goodbye.
Well,
so long. What's going on? And we're introducing the core scale,
right,
for something that's for collectors,
right. And I think I'll break that up into like reacting to just Hammond Collection in a bubble, and then kind of the signal demise of Amber as a separate thing. But Hammond Collection is for me like another dream toy. I would say Brachiosaurus from Mattel is a dream toy. Like when I say a dream toy, I'm not just like using buzzwords. Like literally, when I was a kid, I wanted a toy Brachiosaurus, and when I was a little bit older of a collector in junior high, what I wanted was these super articulated Jurassic figures. That you could pose, because the old Kenner ones were 5 points for articulation. You were just like, you were just doing that basically. So,
Yeah.
and then when Mattel did their figures, I mean, I love the 3 3/4 figures we already have from Mattel, especially Legacy Collection. I mean, Hammond is a standout, but we got Ray Arnold, and of course, like Nedry and the classic cast. Those are all awesome figures, and their articulation's pretty decent. But I mean, these Hammond Collection figures, I guess I'm kind of focusing on humans when the reveals were dinosaurs, but promises that we're going to get another layer of sort of, kind of a feature set on humans, whether it's more accessories or whatever. Or I know I'm nerding out, but like maybe like rotating wrists would be crazy. So and then you got the dinosaurs that the Mattel dinosaurs have a pretty standard articulation. Amber Collection had great articulation, but if you're going to take all of that and sort of like bring it into the 3 3/4 line, which extends with all the other toys we already have. I mean, I couldn't be more thrilled with this revelation. I couldn't. It's literally going to be some dream toys. We're starting off with Parasaurolophus and Baryonyx. Got a peek at a couple others, and we know there's at least 4 more on the way that we probably don't know about. So
Yeah.
very exciting.
Yeah, and it seems like it signals the demise, right, of the Amber Collection. So
Yes.
what were your thoughts on that, the Amber Collection, and the replacement here?
Well, I think Amber Collection, for a lot of like us, fans / collectors who obsessed with these toys, we've wanted Amber Collection to like pick up steam and deliver the toys we wanted and to be this popular thing. But it sort of had a rocky start on GameStop.com. That was like the only place you could get it. Then it like popped up at Amazon, and then it went to Target where it was kind of exclusive. And then, I think, and we can get into this more too, internationally, it never really was distributed, which I feel like the Jurassic community, the collecting community, is huge outside the US. So you can't just have this, regional tailor-made assortment. And I just feel like it was almost like it was pushed out the door to die, even though there were some great figures in the end. I mean, Muldoon is probably in my top 10, and I don't say this lightly, top 10 Jurassic toys of all time. Like that Muldoon figure for me is amazing. But it was like too little too late, and
Yeah.
I think we all wanted like Parasaurolophus and Baryonyx and T-Rex, but I mean, honestly, did we think they were going to make these big, giant, articulated pieces of plastic that were going to, if you kind of scale the pricing of a $30 Raptor to a T-Rex, that's like, I don't know, 80, $100. I don't know. It's expensive. Yeah. And it just never seemed like it was going to happen. So I'm definitely bummed to see any sort of toy line terminate before it really reached its potential. I mean, like I said, Muldoon was great, and it was one of the last figures. So we could have gotten, some other. We could have gotten, some other characters from other films like Lost World. But I mean, I guess we'll never know. But that's really the bummer for me, is that it never really got to shine.
Yeah, you made some really valid points. It just felt like they never gave it the chance that it deserved, I think. And who knows if it actually deserved the chance. I guess a lot of people would debate that. I can attest that it was never perfect, right? It was a real mixed bag. There was some great stuff, like you're saying, with Muldoon and the JP3 Raptor, Pteranodon, stuff like that. But there was also a lot of bad as well.
Yeah.
And I was okay with that. I was kind of okay. I'm a collector of, like, if you look up here, I've got Black Series stuff up here. So that is my scale. Like that is the scale that I love. I've never been a fan of 3 3/4, and I know I'm an outlier there. I know that, like, that for the most part, people dig that line. And
I don't think you are. I think 6-inch collectors in like modern toy collecting are just as kind of plentiful as smaller scale. What's funny about all today's hubbub, it was like going to a funeral of someone you thought nobody loved, and then there's just a bunch of people there. Like on my Collect Jurassic comments, like everyone's like, "What? They canceled Amber without this?" Like, oh man, I'm so like people were, typical internet people were angry, outraged, that they were discontinuing Amber. And it was like, where were you all you people? I felt like no one ever really was into it. It didn't seem like
it's the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man of Jurassic toys. It's like,
yeah, never got its chance
when these movies came out, what happened? But yeah, that is the thing. It's, I guess people were out there and liking it. But when it comes to Jurassic toys and I guess toy collecting in general, I always really dug the Kenner size. I never liked the toys that were out there that I had in my collection that were smaller. I always liked playing with the bigger, bulkier Jurassic toys.
100% agree with you.
Like they had heft to them, and they didn't like. I know a lot of my other toys when I was a kid, the limbs would break off and all this stuff. I never had to worry about that with Jurassic. I had to worry about my cousin putting my Muldoon figure's head on the treadmill. That's all I had to worry about. But it's, as far as like limbs and stuff, I never had to worry about it. So that's, I think, where my love of the bigger scales came from. And then Jurassic Park 3 came out, and I'm like, I'm not into these toys. They're small. I don't want them. And even Star Wars stuff, when the new films started coming out, the Force Awakens and everything, I started collecting heavily because I'm like, this is all we've got. They're really releasing a lot of 3 3/4, and then I was like, I'm not into it. So I've got a handful of them over there, and I'm like, I don't care anymore. So I just stopped. But big on the the Black Series up there for Star Wars. And then when they did the Amber Collection, I was like, okay, that's my jam right there. Not perfect, but I'm okay with that. And I've always said that about like the Raptors specifically. I'm like, hey, these Raptors don't look anything like the ones from the film,
but they're cool.
But they're cool. They look great. Like they do look pretty cool. But yeah, they're just not the ones I know.
Right.
But
that's funny because I ironically was the same way. And like when Jurassic Park 3 toys got announced, and then finally got to like see them and see how small they were compared to the Kenner, I was outraged. I was like, how could they do this? How could they change the scale? Like, it was a betrayal for me. And then fast forward, whatever, 20 years. And now like I love the 3 3/4 with Legacy in particular, but all the Jurassic figures. But arguably with 6-inch, you pack more detail. You're talking about Star Wars Black Series. I mean, you look at like a Black Series Boba Fett versus a vintage collection Boba Fett. It's like there's something more imposing and more photoreal for the 6-inch figure because it's that much bigger. And certain Amber Collection figures had that. I love Hammond too. Another great Amber Collection figure, in my opinion. I love that. I love the bald version too. Like, forget the hat. So like, you can look at a 3 3/4 Hammond figure that we already have and the Amber Collection. Even if the Hammond Collection, bear with me, the Hammond Collection Hammond figure, even if that thing comes out and it's all kinds of articulated as accessories, it's never gonna be as lifelike as that Amber Collection figure, which is, that's what we're losing is that those really nice details on the bigger figure.
Yeah, I agree. And some of them felt like really just scaled up from the 3 figures. Like Malcolm, I couldn't stand either.
Yeah, you hate that guy. I thought it was a good figure. I thought it was good. I liked both versions.
I don't like it very much. But actually, while we're on that, there is in one of these parts of the video here we can find here. Let's go here. We do have a Malcolm there. So what are we looking at? What's different here? So this is the 3 3/4 inch. See, now I'm going to get all mixed up with these names. I've been so frustrated over the past few years about Indominus, Indoraptor, stuff like that. Now I've got all kinds of collections to talk about. I'm like, I'm gonna mix it up. Hammond Collection. He's got a jacket.
Got a jacket.
His face looks better. I would say like the vibe looks better. It actually reminds me much more of the Kenner version to me in a way, like the face and stuff. And we've got darker glasses, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
That's a plus for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell. Obviously, the jacket's like the big thing, but I'm hoping the wrists rotate. I'm hoping that we have double jointed joints. I think you can barely see the knees, and they are double jointed. So for the uninitiated, that just kind of allows a lot more articulation than just one hinge. So it's kind of hard to tell. And still,
my Amber Collection, what's his name? Muldoon is like on his knees with his what does he have? And he's like, you're able to do that form like with those kind of knee joints and stuff.
Yeah, so. For sure. And obviously it comes with the flare again, but hopefully there'll be whenever we see this figure proper, there'll be some more compelling features for it for Hammond Collection, because they do need to differentiate. I mean, hard to confirm Dominion toys have human figures. There's we all know the Camper 2-packs with like Ben and Bumpy. Like that's a assortment that'll be available for Dominion, humans and dinosaurs living together. But we know that's coming, so there needs to be kind of a clear distinction between like this is just a regular human figure you get with the Dominion line, and here's the premium Hammond Collection. So I definitely think these figures will earn themselves. The humans especially. The dinosaurs are. I mean, just look at them. You can instantly tell they're better than the other figures, even the ones we have, let alone some of the newer reveals. I mean, those things are beautiful. Look at that Parasaurolophus. I mean, that's a work of art.
Oh my god, yeah, it really is. Before we get there, we do have the raptor right there.
Yes.
Looks on par with the Amber Collection one, a little bit different coloring and stuff, but it looks fairly on par with that one. Is this the blue sculpt? Are we looking at the blue sculpt again?
I can't tell. I mean, it's probably safe to assume it's probably the blue sculpt, but I love the colors. Even on this smaller version, I feel like the stripes are a little more obvious. And just this is where the scale excites me, Brad. Like the 6-inch Raptor was cool. I love to pose it, and all that stuff. But when I have all these other 3.75-inch figures, and to think I'm going to buy a couple of these articulated Raptors and throw them on a Rex, in whatever pose I want. I mean, that's awesome. That's super cool. And it's going to be, this big. I mean, that's cool. I'm sure we'll see this Raptor again, but let's just drink in this first reveal of the Jurassic Park version of it. So
the Raptor is definitely a plus in that kind of format with the articulation in that scale, because how like what do we got? We maybe like, I don't know, 4 or so. You probably know better than I do. Different poses for the Raptors in that scale. It's like, it just seems like you keep getting the same ones over and over and over. So to finally have something that you can do your own pose, you can get it right yourself. I do dig that. But yeah, I feel like this collection, this scale, it feels like it should have been done already. Like I wish this had been like at the start of everything, that they got us hooked, right? They got us hooked with, which I pointed, but like you can't see any of my collection. It's all like down there or somewhere else. But they got us hooked with all of these toys. Now we're all like rethinking. We're like, well, now what do we do with our collection now that now they're going to put out this really good stuff? I thought this stuff was okay, but like now, oh man, now I'm gonna have to collect all this other stuff. So at least for now, it's only 8 items. So it's like, all right, we don't have to go too crazy just yet.
Right, they'll get you though. It's the classic, like, do you want to buy Malcolm and the Raptor again? Like, yes, I do want to buy it. Oh, there's a better shot of Malcolm. I guess we can.
There is a better one. Yeah, and now I'm wondering if it is a different like face. I don't even know, but
it looks a little more crisp,
maybe a little different. Yeah,
and I think the wrists look like they have some sort of articulation here too. So remains to be seen. But I'll be honest, the jacket looks a little weird, but
they tend to do that. Yeah, they tend to look a little over big and stuff like that. I've always felt that, even in stuff like the Black Series. I feel like they're always just like, this is me in my jacket. I look totally normal.
I think it's interesting that Malcolm is like the first out of the gate for Amber and Hammond. Like, is he really like the most universally appealing Jurassic character? Maybe. I mean, maybe that could be. Jeff Goldblum's got some pull.
Yeah, I mean, you can make an argument, I think, for anybody, pretty much at this point. It's such a classic movie that any of those original characters really could, I think, sell it on their own.
I like
you can make
that.
that argument, I think, but
Malcolm needs an
yeah.
open chest, though. That's true. There should be like a color changing, V-neck or something like that. They could make that work. That'd be or
Yeah,
heat.
it's like
Press your thumb down and you can see his chest hair. That'd be cool.
yeah, you know what? Something like those old what do you call them? Power Rangers toys. You know how you like
The
and then
flipping
their
head.
heads spin? Yeah. You need something like that, but for the chest, so it like
Yeah.
spins and then
Yeah. Just got that little individually painted chest hairs. It'd be perfect.
Yeah. Oh God. Don't remind me of those. But let's dive into the figures that were revealed for the Hammond Collection today. So you just saw that one in the background there. We've got the Baryonyx figure here, 1999. Looking fantastic. I think this thing looks. How do I make this bigger? Looks really great. It looks really great. It looks, I would say, a little bit more like animated than the other Baryonyx that we have in this scale. And that was like one of the first ones when that line came out back in 2018. I was like, I need that. That toy is amazing. So good. And
the Baryonyx was love at first sight. Yeah. That figure is amazing.
It matches up to this in terms of like what one. I don't know which one I would like better. I mean, the posability and all that stuff definitely wins out here, but like I love that other figure.
I love that like metallic snout it has too. It has that like that's really cool. But one thing they got on this figure that none of the I guess maybe some of the new Camp Cretaceous Baryonyxes have it is that sort of light highlight on the dark, like the Dilophosaur from Jurassic Park. Like they really got it in this figure, and it helps it look way more like the movie than really anything we've got in terms of coloration. But I would agree the proportions are a little bit more animated, as you said. But I mean, seeing it, obviously behind the gates and all these press photos, whatever, it looks incredible, even if it looks a little more on the bulky end because of the hinges and stuff. It looks awesome. And they can repaint it 3 more times.
I want to go back to the Malcolm here because we have a few updates here. So where did we go? New face, Chris says. And we've also got the jacket is bulkier because it is removable.
Yeah.
All right. So that's pretty cool. All right.
That is cool.
Some updates. I haven't read all the comments, so there might be more stuff in there. But going back to this guy here, looks good. I've got nothing but good things to say about this. Maybe the teeth. The teeth are a little gummy. They tend to be like that a lot with Jurassic. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much better you could do or not. I'm no toy painter or
I don't know. It's like when they set out to make Jurassic in 2018, they're like, one of their tenets was we shall not make tiny sharp teeth no matter what, and then they have applied that on every toy, including these adult oriented ones where it's like this is for adult collectors, but it still looks good. I mean, look at that thing looks awesome. So
this looks straight out of Camp Cretaceous, like right here, this pose and everything, the proportions, it really just looks straight out of Camp Cretaceous. So I mean, I guess it is. I mean, this should be chaos, I think, right? Like this should be the representation of that.
The coloration, sure, but I still think if we'll get repainted versions of these, where we'll get like a chaos probably, because this is a great figure to repaint too if they really want to get their use out of it. So yeah,
I'm glad that the claws are painted. That's a plus for me because it always feels unfinished, like you were saying with the white line that really distinguishes things. Also the claws. The fact that they're pretty much never painted is always,
and the tail.
Yeah,
tail goes all the way down to the tail.
Down. It doesn't stop like right up. I don't know if you can see it. Right about here usually. But yeah, it looks fantastic. I think this is a great one. How do I get back?
And like Dave said in the comments, $20. I mean, that's insane that figure is $20, especially when you look at some of the $8 attack pack figures we've gotten, or wild pack, whatever you want to call it. Some of those figures don't have a lot going on, and this guy is $20. not that much more expensive, and packed with more detail and articulation. So they nailed it with this price.
Yeah, Jared seems to like it. Looks magnitudes better than the other Mattel lines, and
Mhm.
they've released like 45 Baryonyx, I think, at this point. I think
Yeah,
that's
there's a lot.
accurate number,
Yeah.
45. Um, but any other information in here that we need to talk about? 13 inches long, the Baryonyx from
Wow.
Jurassic World 2, it says. So that's interesting.
Jurassic World 2. Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. Jurassic. Oh, it does say Jurassic World 2 : Falling
I know.
Kingdom.
I love it. Great.
Movie accurate design, color and texture, and 20 points of articulation, from a terrifying wide double articulated jaw to opposable tail and 3 joints on the back legs.
So that
Yeah.
tail is obviously, reminiscent of amber with that softer plastic that lets you pose it, which is cool. I just hope that stuff stands the test of time. I hope 20 years from now, we're looking at our toys, they're not disintegrating or something because they're made of rubber.
Yeah.
So
I feel like I have a few Raptors that are like a little loose in the leg from the Amber Collection.
yeah.
So
Me
I
too.
hope that doesn't happen here. I saw a lot of people say that, hey, kids might like these posable figures as well. That maybe they're not just for collectors, but like, I don't know, if I was to let my kid play with the Amber Collection, I feel like they would be destroyed. Like,
Yeah,
in
no,
a matter of
100%.
like days. Hopefully they're a little bit tougher here, and I feel like they have figured that out along the way. Because I remember, I don't know if yours ever had the issue, but the original Spinosaurus that came out,
I had like
legs,
the loose
the
leg. Yeah.
weakest legs, the weakest ones you've ever seen, and then the other one came out, and I don't even think I can move those legs. So the tan one that recently came. But yeah, so that's the Baryonyx, $20. That is a good deal because that is the same price as the Amber Collection humans got down to.
It's
towards the end of
crazy.
the run. Yeah, and that's not. I mean, it's not bad. It's not far off of what you would pay for any of the other figures.
It's just funny to me that an Amber Collection Raptor was $30, and it's arguably a foot long, and this thing is, more or less the same amount of plastic, but a whole $10 cheaper, which is great because, again, talking about scaling this line up to other dinosaur species, this is a little more realistic. We can see a T-Rex, being 50 or 60 or $70 and it being doable. So
we've got Greg here in the chat. Hey,
what's up, Greg?
But yes, let's move over to the I feel like the standout figure of the day, right? We've got the Parasaurolophus.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Oof.
Gorgeous.
It's pretty good.
And we all remember the Kenner Lost World Parasaurolophus, which was a classic figure in '97. Very similar to the Stan Winston design. It was amazing. But it was also, a basic electronic toy. So didn't have crazy articulation or crazy paint applications. But this one has got it all. I mean, that paint on this, it looks like better than the film. It's just so detailed. I love it.
Yeah, it looks really fantastic. I dig this right off the bat. I remember when the first 3 3/4 inch Parasaurolophus came out, I was like, oh god, don't like it. Like it. I got it, but I didn't love it.
It's like a cow. It's like a dino cow or something. It's
this weird yellow, like they just missed the mark. It felt like it was trying to do this, but like just missed it completely. But yeah, this nails it. I don't know if we've got a good shot of the head here or not, but
I think you can probably zoom in on this.
Yeah, probably.
No.
Maybe.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how to move it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I love. Look at that splatter around the eyeball.
Man,
the eyeball
that
itself.
Thing's beautiful.
Fantastic. It's so good. It is real good.
And certain poses of it too, where its mouth's open, like it looks just like the one on Jurassic Park the ride too. It's fantastic. It's so cool.
Yeah, and the one that was on hand looks just as good. Sometimes you never know if they're gonna look the same, but this one looks good. And here's the film one here. But it looks fantastic. It looks really, really good. So and again, this was $20. Let's go ahead and see if there's anything else. Is this Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World? No, it's The Lost World Jurassic Park. All right, so that one's
Hey, they got that one in there. Good for them.
12-inch long Parasaurolophus. Let's see. Movie accurate, color texture, about 20 points of articulation, same stuff. It can even stand on 1 foot. Ooh, interesting.
Okay, that's an interesting fact. Very cool. Why
there
not?
In case it's running, there it is right there. Running.
How does that work? How does it define? Maybe it's balance. I don't know. It says 1 foot, standing on 1 foot.
It's got to be leaning a tad or something, because right? I feel like that's got to be a pain to pose. But yeah, I'm gonna try it. We're gonna try it right away.
That's the first thing I'm doing when I get out of the box. I'm making this thing stand on 1 leg. Yeah, great. I can't even do that.
Yeah. You got curb cycles.
I was gonna say at $20, why not just buy 3 for your herd? But this thing's already sold out. Oh, not sold out. The pre-orders are closed.
Pre-orders have sold out on both figures. So again, like a lot of the times last go around last season, they sold out. Not every time. Like last season was hit or miss. You never really knew. It felt like they were adjusting it as the season went along. And then it's also going to be interesting to see what happens in store, because I felt like they just didn't know last season, right? Like they're like, hey, here's the Nedry set with the Jeep and Nedry and the Dilophosaur, and we're gonna just flood the stores with them as well. So it was interesting to see. And right now we're currently seeing, I don't know if your Target,
the Explorer,
like a lot of Target. Yeah, the Explorer is everywhere. And a lot of that's due to the holidays, but
for sure.
But they didn't necessarily sell out over the holidays. So
I do feel like all the Legacy Collection, I guess when I say all, I mean like the few things that were released last season ultimately did well, and I think the Nedry sold through. So I mean, it definitely is a success story, even though it's missing that stripe. I'll never forget it. It still did really well. And whereas like I feel like Amber, not to harp on that more, like it's a shelf warmer at every Target that I'm at. I mean, the humans are, I should say. The dinosaurs usually moved after some time, but like every Target around me is just filled with Hammonds or
Wow.
I've seen some with the LE too, but Hammonds are my local Target is just all Hammonds. It's hilarious. Wow. It's like, what? Nobody wants the funny old man in the white suit? What's going on, kids?
Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah, I saw somebody say before something along the lines of, hopefully, I think maybe it was Dave, said that like hopefully that Mattel doesn't think it was a scale problem or something like that. But I think you're right. It was just a wealth of other issues that made
it was the perfect storm of no one knowing what it was. No one. I feel like a big part of collecting, obviously, I mean, we're here talking about it, is being able to speculate and get hyped and be excited about what's coming, which is what's great about Behind the Gates. But with Amber Collection, again, it was just like, oh, there's a Delta figure now on Amazon. Does anybody want it? It's like you really do need some sort of hustle behind the promotion of it. And if I don't think Mattel's in the business like Star Wars is, or Hasbro is rather, with Star Wars and sort of making an event of line announcements, until Target came along and Jurassic Outpost and did this Behind the Gates thing. I still give Mattel credit. I should give Mattel credit for this too, but I just feel like Amber Collection never had any kind of hurrah around it for people to know what it was, which was a big part of it.
Well, a while back, I just lost a comment here. Let's see if I can find it. I don't know where it went, but Chris had said something. Don't count out random.
Right.
Don't count out random Amazon appearances. The year is young.
Yeah. But at least, for the masses, even when something shows up on Amazon and goes out of stock instantly because all of us nerds gobble it up, that there's, it still gets a second life now with Target and a bunch of pre-orders and the kind of bigger audience that this program reaches. That counts for something, even if it shows up randomly on Amazon a couple months beforehand. The fact that it gets this proper red carpet rollout each for a month anyway, I think helps build the excitement and sort of the foundation for hopefully what's going to be a longer lasting toy line.
I hope so. I hope so, because I have this like, and it sounds like harsh to say, but I have this like slight tinge of like betrayal that
Mhm.
like I collected this Amber collection, and then Mattel's like, nah, you're done, man. That's
Yeah.
it. You're good. Like
Right.
I
And that,
wasn't.
and I feel like there's so many sort of glaring missing figures. I know
Mhm.
everyone brings up the female Velociraptor from Jurassic Park 3 and Claire. I would say Claire is pretty much the most glaring one, just because we only got,
Everywhere across the
yeah,
board. Yeah.
yeah. But people were missing Tim and Lex here too, because we got Arnold. Wait, what
Mhm.
am I saying? Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, we got some, like, we got some deep cuts in that regard, but like didn't get the kids. So I definitely
Yeah.
understand people who are like, what now? Definitely. And I also think what adds to the betrayal for me, the cynic, is like the Malcolm and the Raptor are like basically the same. It's like you're canceling this line and you're making me buy it, basically the same thing, but just like smaller. That's not fun. So I'm glad they started off with Baryonyx and Parasaurolophus to at least kind of
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
fresh before they're like, and do you want to buy Malcolm again? So
Yeah, yeah. They offered Malcolm and the Amber Collection right off the bat, like we said before, and then again later on, and I
mhm.
was just like, I don't need. I'm good. I'm good on that. So yeah, but I collected everything else. That's the only one I think out of the Amber Collection that I don't have is the second
Yeah,
iteration.
well, you don't have the
Of,
walkie-talkie that came with them, so look at you. You look
oh,
like a fool.
oh no, oh no, sorry. But
You don't get a second
yeah,
glass of water.
yeah. Well, what are you gonna do? Like I said, I'm happy to see this. I think it's really cool. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun to collect. I'm also feeling like I just got to get rid of my 3 3/4 inch that I've been collecting to a certain extent because well, hey, there's gonna be a lot more of the core line and this. So at least I felt like between the 6 inch and the 3 3/4, I was like they're separate. I can do both of those at the same time. But now I'm like I don't know what to do. So that is the Hammond collection.
Yeah, super, super exciting. I'm with you. Very excited to collect these. I
Yeah.
think the only thing that's really kept my, you know, there's so many toys that come out from Mattel for Jurassic that you kind of are, it's kind of by the numbers at some point. But a Legacy collection, the Explorer, that Ray Arnold set. That stuff was like, that stuff really got me excited last year, and I didn't know where we were going to go, in
Mhm.
2022. And this stuff's here now, and like I said, dream toy for me. So couldn't be more impressed.
Well, let's dive into where we're going to go in 2022. So we have a bunch of stuff that we can take a look at, and I'm
Yeah.
going to actually promo you here. I'm going to pull up straight from your
What?
Instagram. So we're going to start off here with the what is this? Mar Mira I don't know.
Miragaya, but I'm
There
infamously
you go.
bad at pronouncing these names. But yeah, this, you started off with a great one, Brad. Wow. This one, we'll look at a few
Sorry.
more, I'm sure, but this one's rough to take in for me. I think about, what did we just get? Chialingosaurus, sort of a similar Stegosaurus with spikes on it. And
Kentrosaurus and Sauropelta. We've gotten a few of these even
yeah,
recently. Yeah.
yeah. And this guy, we're just gonna, I don't know, or we're just gonna harp on it, I guess. There's just like, there's literally two kinds of paint on this figure that I can see. The unpainted spikes on the back, the weird, and this is kind of getting more subjective with the neck and kind of being like, is that how that dinosaur really looked? I don't know. This thing is just, it looks like the pet from Despicable Me or something. Like, it just looks like a beast. It doesn't look like a,
I feel like it looks like that T-Rex render that was just floating around everywhere. I think back in like 2018 of like the really long neck
yeah, yeah,
T-Rex.
yeah,
But yeah, again, I don't know what this dinosaur looks like. But another interesting tidbit about these, which is this is the Ferocious pack. I guess that's the name of this line, kind of like the attack pack, right? So
yeah.
they've got a new feature here, which is it's fairly blurry. Maybe we'll see it better later on. But you've got these pull out DNA strands that you can
Right.
scan just like you used to with the feet, right? So interesting detail. I'm not sure. I got to really put my hands on it. As far as I've known for a little while, I wasn't really into it. So what are your
Yeah.
thoughts on that
I mean,
DNA?
100% for the kids. Can't even pretend it's for
Mhm.
people like
Oh yeah.
us.
And my son loves scanning. Like anytime I come into my office, he's like, "That guy scanned dinosaurs." I'm like, "We did them all. We did them all. I don't have it.
Yeah.
There's no more. I
Right.
mean, you can scan them, keep going. Yeah, sure, but like we have it already."
No, the kids love it. I mean,
He
when I
loves it.
write,
He loves it.
whenever I have a review or something, there's always a million people in the comments like, "You didn't show the scan code." It's like, sorry, man. Yeah. Anyway, that was really passive. You literally flipped it over and scanned it. But there is something cool as a, and putting myself in a kid's shoes to be able to kind of like pull this thing out. I totally get why they went there, and I think they did. I mean, we'll see these sculpts. Like you can't even tell where it is on this particular figure. I'm not
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
who's really hung up on the aesthetic impact of it. I'm more worried about the cost impact it made on these figures. Like, did one DNA tag cost 2 coats of paint? Like, that's what it feels like on these first few reveals. Is like we lost
Yeah.
something here in the jump from last year to this year in terms of the deco on these things. And I don't know if the DNA tag's to blame, but I also want to point out it's not just you're scanning it into your phone and you have a little digital version on your phone. It's augmented reality, so it's like it projects
Yeah.
the dinosaur like on which is also cool and different. It's your first NFT basically. I don't know. It's you get this virtual version of a dinosaur. Maybe they'll start numbering them and they'll be in the
Thank you,
blockchain.
everybody. That's the end of the stream. That's it, guys.
Yeah.
That's all we have for you.
Yeah, that's Mattel's master plan is to just get kids hooked on dino
Oh,
NFTs.
no. Okay, so yeah, I forgot about the AR feature there. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see. And like you said, it is kind of hidden on here, so it'll be interesting to see where that pulls out from. But in terms of the way this thing looks, not good. Maybe it's a factor of those DNA strands. Maybe it's the fact that this line got kind of wedged, into two different directions with the higher end and then the
That's
lower.
really kind of what I've
Um,
been thinking today as we've all kind of soaked in Hammond Collection. Is it sort of like, hey, we don't need to try as hard on the core line anymore because we want adults to, yeah, it definitely looks like one of those rubber dinosaurs, 100%. It looks like one of those old ones that were like hollow that had all like the weird
yeah,
teeth
that
and
the
stuff.
mouth was wide
Yeah,
open and
yeah, it
stuff.
totally
Yeah.
does. But no, I feel like, I mean, I don't know this at all. There's like, was that the thinking where it was like, we got Hammond now, the Tims and Brads are taken care of. We can dial back on these other figures now because they're just for kids. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Um, but one of the things I've seen a lot of people point out, good and bad, and I'm curious your thoughts, Brad, is the packaging. What do you think of the packaging here?
Oh, yeah, I was gonna bring that up. I don't like it, man. I mean, like the background stuff, yeah, that's fine, that's cool. But the fact that it's missing that base down at the bottom, not a big fan of that. I feel like it looks like a lot cheaper.
Mhm.
So you've got a cheaper looking figure in there, but also the fact that it's just it feels like it's missing a lot. Um, but maybe if they're saving money here to do, I don't know. It doesn't. It's just not something that I'm into. But I don't necessarily care per se because I don't really keep things in the box for the most part. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna rip it open anyway. And to be honest, I guess if it is less packaging, that's probably better off for me anyway because I don't have to unfold things and maybe unscrew things on the bottom. Usually don't have to do that with this scale, but it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's awkward and it does look cheap. I've seen people that are like mad it's not in a bubble or anything like that anymore. I mean, I think if it helps drive costs down and also if it's just better for the environment, we're not throwing away a bunch of plastic blisters. I'm good
Very
for it. It it's weird because I think this ferocious force is meant to be sort of a bridge between um, wild packs and savage strike or attack packs, what do you want to call them? It's like a bridge between the $8 basic figures and the $10 slightly less basic figures. It's like merging them together, and I feel like this is basically like that $10 package with like a cheaper twist or something. um But I don't hate it, and I do think these photos of these toys are somewhat bad too. So
Oh, really? You think that's not too good?
yeah, yeah.
Let's move on to the next one. Again, the same thing here, same kind of picture, but it's hard to tell. But there is a few different kinds of paint on this one, and I mean, I don't know, just the Sungaripterus.
Desungoripterus, that's what I'm calling it. And what's a bummer about this one, there's been a couple more pictures of this toy. No one has like taken the camera and gone like this, because this figure has a really, I mean, not this figure, this species, I don't know what the figure looks like because no one will take the darn picture, but this species has like this really cool, like big fin on its beak. Like from here, it looks like a Pteranodon, but it actually has a really unique head shape, which I'm hoping we
I
get
can
to look
see
at.
that. I can see, yeah, there is that little like crest right there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very minimally pronounced here,
Yeah.
and it does kind of look like it has like a paint job that looks similar to like Chaos from
Oh my
the original
gosh.
toy line, like on the face. So I'm cool with that. I think that looks cool, but I've never really been a Pteranodon style or whatever flying, I guess, dinosaur outside of like
Yeah.
Dimorphodons. I tended to like get a bunch of those, but a lot of the other ones I just didn't really care
Yeah, the
about.
Dimorphodon's great because it's based on the movie, I feel like. But Mattel's have been the ones that aren't based on the movie, Tapejara, Ranphorhynchus. They're a little rough looking, and this one looks like it's continuing the tradition. Something about those unpainted arms on the wings. I mean, this looks like a Happy Meal toy. I'm sure the head looks
It doesn't.
cool.
No, that would be paper if that was the
Yeah,
case.
yeah, that's true. It looks like a Happy Meal toy circa 2004. I did not notice this. That there's literally a lid on the back, or there's like a flap on the back for the DNA tag. That's ridiculous. That literally is a McDonald's toy at that point.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
got like a
you're
trap
right.
door on its back. Okay, well, whatever I said about the DNA tag not really having an impact on the molds, I take back, because this guy's. Maybe you can like put little things in there, like a little Malcolm glass of water can go in there, and you can carry it around or something. I don't know.
Cool stuff in my back.
Yeah.
Come fly with me.
Mhm.
Let's move on to the next one. So whatever that one is, there it is. You've heard of this guy.
Yeah.
We've got Blue here, and yeah. Okay. We've got a pretty bad looking eye. And of course the paint doesn't go anywhere else.
Mhm.
It's a blue.
If you told me there wasn't a blue stripe on the other end of this figure that we can't see, I would believe you. That's how like cheap this thing looks. Because I know a lot of the cheaper toy manufacturers just do the old like, yeah, this is the good side. And then you get out of the package, you're like, what? And this thing, I've seen a couple people say I thought this was a knockoff, and I don't blame them. It's rough. We've got a lot of blue figures. We've got a lot of cheap blue figures, but this guy looks especially bland. You know. And again, I do think these photos aren't doing any favors either. I've seen other photos where this guy looked a little better, but it's still the unpainted claws are just kind of, you're not going to paint the tail, and you're not going to do more than a couple different colors on the plastic, and you're not going to paint the nails. I mean, these things really start to like, seem like just too cheap for what we're paying for them, which is probably $8 or $9, I think.
Yeah. So not to spend too much time on blue, but there it is. We've got a ton of them. So far, I don't see myself grabbing any of these.
Wasn't there one more? Was there one more?
There's one more.
Yeah,
There's one more. There is. Don't worry. There's one more. Here it is. Moros Intrepidus, which we all know and love from the Jurassic World prologue, and it looks identical to that one. I couldn't even say it straight face.
Yeah, I think I remember that. One. Yeah, it looks just like it.
So if you look over on the side, we've got a comment from somebody called Chris Like Zynos, and it just says "Yikes!"
Look at those teeth. Those teeth are huge. It's got like 9 teeth altogether because they're just so big.
It's rough. So I said this earlier today on Twitter. I was like, you know what? For a dinosaur sculpt from Jurassic, it's kind of cool. Like again, kind of like I said with the raptors before. I'm like, they're not the ones we know, but
yeah,
they're fun. I don't mind the sculpt. I think it's kind of fun, and but I do think at this point we've gotten so many different dinosaurs with within this size range, carnivores and stuff like that, that I'm like, this just feels like another one of those, just with some crests on it and stuff, or feathers or whatever. But but also the fact that like it doesn't look anything like what we saw in the prologue. Maybe it looks like one that's actually in Dominion. I don't know, but doubt it. I doubt it.
I doubt it too. And I'm not. That's not a sticking point for me. That doesn't match the trailer. The one in the trailer was really small, so we were already like, it's not a bad chaos effect. I know, but I gotta say, this is probably the least offensive figure out of these four. So it's the least worst one. But I don't think it's terrible either. It's just, again, like we're missing. If it had one more layer of paint somewhere, I feel like that could sort of massage all of my concerns away, because it's got a cool sculpt. It's got those ridges that go all the way down the tail. It's got some fun colors, starting with like the arms being a different color to match the bottom jaw. There's some cool stuff going on here. It just needed like a little more time in the oven for paint application. I think it could have been cool, but it looks unfinished. Unfortunately, a lot of these new figures just look unfinished.
Yeah, we've got a comment here. Chris says, shocking, Hammond Collection Raptor is $12.99. So there's a little insight there.
I don't understand how they're going to put this on the shelf next to that and be like, this is a value proposition. This is $12.99, and this is, I'm guessing these are going to be like $8 or $9. And it's like, what?
You think? I don't know. And I agree with Caleb here. The sculpt is fun, but it's just odd. It's just an odd one, and like you said, it just need a little bit more time.
Yeah. I do want to note though, a lot of these figures in this line have like the ball joint neck, which I really like that on Mattel figures. So I'm gonna give them credit where credit's due. I'm glad that they added that to this basic line, because I feel like you can do a little bit more when you can move the neck all around, and I feel like, again, I'm just looking for something nice to say, and I think that's cool that they did it on these. So,
Chris says, "What makes it bad to me is neither the sculpt nor paint made any effort to look remotely film-like." Yeah, it's like I think I said it on Twitter. Like, if this was named like some other dinosaur or something cool, like just like some interesting name instead of Moros, and
like Zach or something, or
like Zach, or like it's just like big chompy dinosaur or something. That's a really dumb name, but like something cool. Like I would have been all for it, I think. Maybe with a better job, but
generic carnivore number 77, I guess is what it is.
Yeah, Moro says toy has too many fingers. See, that stuff usually goes over my head. I'm like, I don't know about that stuff. I can't even pronounce most of these things. So to me, the accuracy has never really bothered me too much, but usually we have to have that debate when it comes to dinosaurs we don't see on screen. I feel like usually the ones they have on screen are fairly accurate of their representations.
Yeah.
But we have this one on screen and it just doesn't look anything like that.
No, I don't think we've had one that landed this far off from something that was on screen. So
yeah, I made a meme today, which I don't know if it was a meme. I just like poorly photoshopped.
I loved it. Yeah. I love that.
I gotta see if I can pull it up here. Let's see. Because I had a fun time making it. Tom Jurassic made fun of me for my fast photoshops, but I'm like, I don't care. I actually posted it, and I'm like, I don't even know if I finished it. Did I finish like doing it? And I was like, I just posted it so fast.
I thought it was great.
I don't even know where it went. Did it like disappear completely? Oh, it was on my personal Twitter. That's right.
I retweeted it. I know that, if that makes it easier.
All right, let me.
But yeah, I agree with what people are saying. Greg says, just finish painting them. That's how I feel. It's like, just slap a couple more coats of paint on there, and I can feel a little bit better about it.
Yeah. Here it is. Here's the picture you've all been waiting for. Give me them teeth.
Yeah, it's so good.
Wait, what? Oh, there. Okay, yeah, it's way far off, but
he even has that dumb look on his face too, like he's looking at the camera. It's so good.
They got the look right. That's all we can hope for, So there's that. Let's move over to I believe the basic 12-inch line, and we've got the Atrociraptor here, Ghost.
Ooh, yeah,
Creepy. We've got Ghost here, basic 12-inch figure, and these have been this style of figure have been around for a while, right? They're just those wedged into those boxes with a window. And where do you usually find ones like this, like Kohl's or something
Dollar
like
General? I think there's like some local stores like Meyer for me, and I know there's like HEB or Heb or something. And so they're not like widely distributed, but I know in other countries they're like a big stocked item too. I've seen pictures in Mexico where there's like just walls of these.
Oh wow!
But I think they're still, for what they are. I mean, look, this mold is pretty sweet, right? I mean, the sculpt looks great. They're cheap toys, so they don't have a lot of paint. I'm not going to knock them for that because they never do. But what they did with Ghost here looks pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, I think this looks better than all the other stuff that we just showed off. From the other line, and this is bigger, right? But it's pretty cool. I think this is a fun one, and it makes me excited for the potential. Maybe Hammond Collection, just the core line, whatever the case is. Hey, maybe even Legacy. Who knows? I like it. I like it, and I'm excited for more. But this is gonna be the new. This is gonna be the new Raptor squad, right? We're gonna get like 400 versions of this, and they're gonna be like varying degrees of accuracy, maybe.
Hopefully, maybe Ghost is just so obvious. It's like, how can you mess this up? It's white, like hopefully it doesn't happen. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks great. I think this is fun. I'm interested to know what a lot of people think about this one. 7-Eleven, Cracker Barrel, Universal Studios will have the 12-inch line at times.
Yeah. For $30 probably, but yeah.
Alleys behind drugstores.
The creepy van that comes down the street.
All the places you would expect Jurassic toys, like Cracker Barrel, 7-Eleven, all those places. So let's see. Chris says the Atrociraptor sculpt silhouette is nice, but the skin texture is all off. And I know that sounds like a weird point to get caught on, but it's what helps.
I'm trying to look at the skin texture.
Velociraptors. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, but it does look like it has that Velociraptor like lip line and stuff. Maybe there's some difference up here with it almost kind of looks like it's going for like a feathery kind of look, but I don't know what they're doing up there. But yeah, I don't know. It just looks like most of the other dinosaurs to me. Skin tone or sculpt wise. White Vans says free dinosaurs.
Yeah, there you go.
Ghost looks awesome.
I just like the boxy head of these Atrociraptors. It's just different enough without getting too crazy and sort of derivative of other raptors. So I think these are going to be cool.
I am interested to see. I know we have one picture, like official picture, that of this, of one of these dinosaurs chasing down Owen, right? And we've seen, behind the scenes pictures of like the heads like floating around of these creatures, right? And I've never really been into it, but I'm interested to see it in motion. So far, we've got a blurry picture, but yeah.
Like I want to know how they're going to make it like a bad version of the Raptor. That's why I feel like they're setting it up for like a bad guy Raptor squad. Like, what do they do that's bad? Do they like smoke cigarettes and shoplift? Like, what are they doing? Like, I mean, all the dinosaurs chase you and try to eat you. So how are they going to set these ones up to be like, oh, they're just the bad Raptors? So
it's them. They're in the alleys behind drugstores. I think.
Yeah. There they are.
We got some Hammond, collection back here.
Yeah,
man.
right. Come on.
Like, check
out. I got some 12-inch figures in my van. Come over here.
Yeah. As far as that, I mean, I don't know. I've kind of just speculated that like maybe the connection between Camp Cretaceous and Dominion is the fact that there's controllable dinosaurs and that they put these chips or whatever into the Atrociraptors. And, that these movies, especially the world ones, have always been about control and with the Velociraptors. So what better way to finish it out than literally controlled raptors, could be interesting. But we have another one here, which is another raptor. We've got the Pyroraptor.
Raptor.
So many raptors. So I'm not calling them Atrocity and Pyro. I'm just going to call them by their full names. But we got the Pyroraptor here. It's an interesting look. I think it's fun. It's fun. Doesn't really look like what we've seen per se, but it's a thing.
Yeah, it looks like a chicken straight up. This one anyway does. It's all red and it's got like a big old rooster tail on it too. But no, I think this is going to be a cool dinosaur to see in motion. I think looking at this 12-inch figure is probably not the best first toy look or first real look at this thing. But hey, that's the way the business works with these toy leaks. But I think that the film version is going to be awesome, and this 12-inch figure isn't where you should go for your pyro fix because it's pretty basic looking. But it's cool. It's got potential. I don't love this one as much as I love that Atrociraptor though.
No, it's this one seems more like playable. Like it's just like, I don't know. This one's just, it's in a pose and it's like it's down here. It's like,
yeah,
I don't know, but it's interesting. It's got those like Cyclops Raptor vibes with the low stance and everything.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but it's a fun one. It's fun. But I am very, very excited for this one within the film, and I feel like it's a safe thing for me to say that I'm most excited for this, to see what this turns out.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so, it's a fun one.
I'm hoping they really lean into that bird-like behavior. I think that's what can differentiate Pyro here from all the other raptors, Atrociraptor, regular raptor, all that stuff.
Is that raptor sickly? Maybe.
He does look sneaky. I agree with that. He looks very sneaky.
What kind of chickens you have at home?
Hawaiian jungle fowl, okay? They're vicious.
It looks like a Land Before Time villain. Yeah, sure. Eggs. Everybody's on the same page. Eggs. There's another. But so that's it for the 12-inch line so far that I wanted to show off. We have a few more here before we head out. We have the Legacy Collection. So this is another interesting line, right? So we've kind of delved into interesting territory with the Legacy Collection over time, and here we are for the Dominion line. And hey, they've got the bottom of the package.
Yeah, they got a bottom at least. Good for them.
They got the bottom.
A week removed from looking at these and seeing those ones from the other day, I'm actually like, yeah, these aren't that bad. This Pachycephalosaurus suddenly isn't that bad. It's got paint on its tail, for goodness sake. That's insane. And you can really get a good yeah, exactly. So these ones, and you can see the DNA tag clearly on the back here of how it works too, and you can see it on the figure too. It does kind of it's an obvious indentation on the back, but this Parasaurolophus figure has never been, I think, one that any of us loved. It doesn't stand up. It's got like weird feet pads. It's kind of a weird toy, but we did have a Legacy Collection version already, which I actually think I have within grabbing distance. Yes, and it's actually it's actually pretty decent, I think. That looks like a Lost World Packy. So why go and try to be like, oh yeah, here's another one that doesn't look really anything like the film? I don't know, but I
don't know where I have mine, but yeah, I don't have. I actually never got any of the Packies. I was just like, I'm not into that sculpt and the look and the paint and everything. I don't know where my other one is. Oh, it's over there. I'm just so stuck on the old one from the Lost World. I love that one so much. And then even the variants were excellent as well. I love that one so much. So this kind of just feels like a lumbering creature to me that I'm like, I don't know, not into it. But this is, it's not too bad that pull out feature there. Is kind of what I was worried about, sort of in the same way as those push buttons that are now on some of those I don't even know what they're called anymore, but the bumpies and or the or Oranosaurus and stuff like that they're so visible and they're so obvious. It's kind of along those lines right there. But that was what worried me the most when I first learned about this. I was like, yeah, for me, it's not really something that like I would be into. I kind of like things seamless. I don't want to really see features per se, play features and things like that. I just want to be able to have it. But then again, they're not really made for me. So do what you want. But That's the Pachycephalosaurus. We also have, we got a Velociraptor here.
Whew, this thing is
Yeah.
rough looking. And I think it's worth mentioning, because you're looking at the box shots versus the loose shots. The box shots generally are like sort of indicative of what the final figure is going to look like. So there's no saying like,
Yeah,
well, I'm sure once we get it in hand, it'll look even better. Like, the figures. I mean, again, I don't want to just keep repeating myself, but the paint application on this, it's like they just like forgot or something. It's strange. And I also don't love this mold anyway. I call it the Humpty Dumpty Raptor. That's the DNA tag. That's the DNA tag.
It looks just like a hole in its back.
Well, no, I think you're seeing the wall of the little tab that you pinch up.
Oh,
like
great.
it's like it's indented, and then there's like a piece that comes up. So
I appreciate the new feature though, like the spinning kind of whatever.
I don't appreciate that. No,
I'm just glad to have something else. I personally, I'm not going to get this. I don't think
we already have. It's this one right here. We already have it, and it's with its like giant stomach that it has. Like this is, if they'd done one and done with this Raptor, I would have been fine. But
I don't think I have that one. I don't know when that one came about, but
you're not missing
at
anything.
some point in the beginning, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get all the Raptors, and I do. I have a lot of them, but like at some point, I was just like, I'm done with the Raptors. There's not too much variation, and I don't know. Just maybe I'm not into spinning features like that anymore. But it's it's a thing. So they're gonna still be out there though. Got Velociraptors coming. Was there any other pictures here? Let's see. Yeah, I missed a few. Sorry.
There was one more. In here, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I just want to review these ones real quick.
Yeah, going back to that Raptor though, like you can really tell the tail paint is not painted, and I don't know. It looks like I made a custom when that's a dig at my painting skills. It just looks. I mean, the three little strips on the thigh. It's just like I'm not good at painting yet. Don't get mad at me. Like it's just so. It's ugly.
What do you want? My name's not Ted.
This is not one of those things where I can be like, if they just did this and they just fixed this, like to me, this toy is a total loss. I'm sorry. I don't know how to fix it.
And moving on to the final piece of the Legacy collection for now, we have one very, very obvious addition, I think, right?
Yeah,
the Cosmoceratops.
Yeah, that's my favorite part of Jurassic Park 3 is when Tia Leone's character rides the Cosmoceratops away from the Raptors. A classic scene, and we're finally getting the toy, so very exciting.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of the fossil that is in the Lockwood Manor, is it? I feel like there's something in there that's like this. Right?
I've heard that. I think that's the connection here, the true connection. It's like,
I would rather have the fossil. I want the fossil. Like I don't want this. I mean, this is cool. It's fine. This is actually probably one of the better looking ones that we've seen so far in any of those ones we just showed off. But it makes me question what is going on for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, again, like the paint missing on those horns, it just looks like they didn't finish up the figure. I can't tell. Is there any paint on the back of the figure? I don't know. There's just not a lot going on. And here you can really see the DNA tag. Again, you can see the walls that you kind of pinch and pull it up. So it definitely, I guess there's some stripes back there. Good for this one.
I see stripes here, but it feels like that's where it ends. But yeah, so
cool mold though.
I dig the look of it. I think it's pretty cool. So this would be one where I would debate. I'd be like, I don't know, because I'm not. Maybe I know you tend to collect like a lot more than I do, but like I'm not like I need to get every piece. So, but I think I would maybe consider this one. I like the color variation, the green on the green. And then also the white with the reddish, color on the head. But yeah, there's a few glaring things which I've looked past before with the claws and nails or whatever, and the horns, unpainted here. But I don't know.
I do like Mattel just like totally exploring every ceratopsian you can think of in their toys. Like we had Zuniceratops and Pentriceratops just in the past couple of months. I feel like we have so many
Yeah,
now. We have Nasuto, Triceratops. So, I mean, that's cool. From that point, I think of when I went to like Museum of the Rockies and they have like all the ceratopsian skulls. Like, it's cool that we're getting like all these different versions with Styracosaurus and all that. So,
yeah,
from that point, I
yeah.
like it.
Gosh, you remember that back when we got Styracosaurus, and that was like, that was like the best thing ever. We're getting something different,
Yeah, right.
Styracosaurus, and now we've got like handfuls, and
Yeah, we
I'm
got
just
three of them. Yeah,
wondering. I'm like, when are we gonna get something big? Like, I want like the big one. Like, I want.
yeah.
I'm just so stuck on the old Kenner Triceratops.
Well,
I
did you
want
get a
that.
Pentoceratops yet? Did you get one?
Yes. Oh, yes, I do. I forgot about
I
that.
mean,
It's unopened. It's up there. That's pretty big. That is pretty big.
that's pretty cool. That one's pretty cool. So,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
I
That's
hope
all
that
I got.
I
I've got a
hope
bunch of unopened stuff, but
yeah, I hope those toys, that size of toy for Dominion it fares better than what we've seen here tonight on on the show. So
yeah, yeah. So that is that I feel like that's a wrap on so far what we were gonna show off here for now. Um and stuff that you've featured on your channel there. So
mhm,
very cool. Thank you for showing all that off. Thank you
for
for having
sure,
that. But yeah, so we've gotten a lot of good looks tonight, I feel like. And it's a mixed bag so far, but I think there's a lot of excitement to be had, but also a lot of questions as well.
yeah,
So where do you feel, how do you stand, like where do you stand right now with what you've seen so far, even outside of what we've seen here tonight? How
yeah.
you feeling?
I mean, I think like obviously Hammond Collection is a bright spot, but I know, and I'm not. What I've tried to do on Collect Jurassic is I try not to report too much on leaks because so much stuff gets canceled. Like, you'll find it in the system and then, it'll never come to pass. And that's always disappointing. So I try not to get too wrapped up in, early leaks without photos. But I mean, there's some stuff out there, that's soft confirmed coming. There's a playset. I think it's called Outpost. There's a vehicle coming. So there's some really cool stuff coming to the core line that I'm still excited about. I'm sure they'll do a great job. With like Gigantosaurus, like that's going to be like the toy that your kid wants for Christmas. So I'm sure they'll do a great job with that. And more than anything, there's just so many figures coming, so many that some of them are bound to be great and some of them are bound to be not great. So I'm just hoping that there's not a trend there, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like they're sparing it. They're gonna spare their expense for all the, did I say that right? For all the Dominion stuff. Because
Mhm.
for the most part, I feel like there's just random stuff scattered around. And we also looked at 12-inch, which is never really the standard, So
Right. No.
there's definitely room for improvement when it comes to the core line and what we're gonna see and all that for Dominion. So I am excited to see what we have. But I feel like I think I don't remember. I think Dave said it before about, we're kind of at this point where we're like questioning, what do we do?
Right.
What's going on right now? Like,
Right.
how do we go about collecting? I feel like I've been questioning that for a little while.
Mhm.
Over the past few years, we've been so blessed, with amazing stuff and really great stuff across the board between all the different lines. And just over the past, maybe the past several months, year or so, I've been like, I don't know. I think I'm gonna start weaning off of collecting a lot of the stuff and pick and choose a lot more. Yeah, I just haven't really been into a lot of what I've been seeing, and I feel like it started along. I can't even think of the name of that thing. What's that red and black one that came out a while back? Remember that one? It's not anything from the films. It's a T-Rex looking thing. Uh,
Tarbosaurus?
yeah, that one.
I
When
love
that,
that figure.
I don't. It was
I
like
like that
around that
one.
time.
Yeah.
Around that time, I was like,
Now,
I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I think I'm gonna pick and choose from here on out.
yeah. Yeah.
It's been a while, I feel like, since that day, but so I've been a lot choosier, I guess. And I don't know. I'm not sure where I stand right now between the Hammond collection, the core line, what I want to do with all this stuff because I have no more room.
Mhm.
I had to buy. I have more room. I just have no more shelf space. So
Right.
I just gotta buy. I can invest, I guess, in a lot more shelves. I guess so. It's a
Yeah,
debate.
and I feel like that's where a lot of the collectors, at least in our circle, are. Where it's like it's a matter of space. but you wish that we were going into this being like, oh, but I need to buy all this stuff. I need to figure it out. But they're kind of making it an easy choice for people to get selective and go to curate their collection versus try to grab it all because it's all so cool. It's too bad. They shouldn't make these toys easy to skip. Obviously you're gonna have subjective opinions about stuff you like and don't like amongst collectors, but when it's pretty much like universally panned, like some of these reveals, it's like no one is like, this looks great, why is everyone complaining? It's like it's pretty clear that that these are missing the mark that we're sort of used to. So for a lot of collectors like you, it'll be easy to be like, I'm no thanks. I bear the burden of being all or nothing. So even if I hate something, I'm still gonna buy it and tell myself it's cool for a few days. But I'm definitely thinking about more like, if I don't love it, do I need to open it? Because I think box stuff is easier to store in some cases. So, but man, I am all in on anything Legacy and anything Hammond Collection. With Amber, I actually bought, because it's collector series. I bought one to keep in box and one to open, which I don't usually do. I'm a big fan of opening toys, but I think with Hammond, I'm going to be double dipping with there too. So they got me again.
Yeah, you're making them sell out quick, huh? Yeah, I tend to just get the one and I'm done. And I'm like, if it comes to my house and it looks not great, I'm like, oh well. I'm really bad at like returning things or like exchanging things, so I'm just gonna live with it. It's fine.
Plus, you let your little guy play with your toys too. So, which I don't let my kids play with Mattel, which is really weird. I let them play with Kenner like all day long. I have like very rare Kenner figures on the floor over here, like very rare ones, and I'm just like, whatever. They're from when I was a kid. It would be weird if I didn't let you play with them. But then I'm like, but please don't touch the Apatosaurus. That is not for playing with. That is a display piece. So that makes it easier when you can let your kids play with them.
I still haven't figured out what to do with the Apatosaur. That was like the point where I was like, okay, I don't know. I'm not sure where any of this goes anymore. So, it's just like up there in front of my Indiana Jones stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to block my indie stuff. So what do I do? But yeah, and that's why I'm like, all right, I gotta have several boxes of things that my son can just play with. They're the Pachycephalosaurs of the Jurassic toys that I own. I'm like, okay, you got these. I've got several of whatever you're playing with, so we're good. But that, I think that about wraps it up. I think that's it. Do you have anything else you want to get off your chest? Anything else you want to talk about or promote or anything like that?
No, I'm just stoked about this Hammond collection more than anything, and I really hope that it makes all of our dreams come true. I think I've seen rumors of T-Rex, and I hope that are true. I think that would be an excellent toy. So I think we're all just excited about what this toy line could be, and I'm stoked to go through the year with Behind the Gates and get these reveals each month. Something to look forward to each month. Something to live for in these trying times.
It's hard, but we're gonna get through together, I think.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, dude, for joining me.
Of course.
And for offering up your time. I really do appreciate it, because like
thanks for opening the door when I was like, let me in.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Where can everybody find you if they want to get a hold of you or hit your DMs or whatever?
Collect Jurassic on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Just look at Collect Jurassic, YouTube, Collect Jurassic, and then collectjurassic.com, also the website. So lots of cool toy stuff. Really, really came to life the past few weeks. Lots of reveals. So, and I'm sure from here until June, it's going to be even more. So definitely give me a follow if you want to check that stuff out.
Yep. I feel like back when it was like around Camp Cretaceous when that started debuting, I was like, it begins.
Yeah, it's a fun time to be a fan when this stuff starts. It's almost better than getting the toys themselves, just getting excited about it. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. So definitely go to Collect Jurassic for all your information. But like I said, that about wraps it up. I just wanted to showcase real quick again for anybody who maybe missed it before. But I'm like forgetting how to do this. Oh, there we go. We've got a great interview with Vector That Fox, Joe Breeze, the artist behind the Lost World novel from the Folio Society. I feel like I literally just read the headline, didn't mean to. So Ben, who hosts the book club, had a great interview with Joe Breeze over there. So please go check out that if you want to learn all about the amazing art that is featured on The Lost World from the Folio Society. And again, the book club is coming up. So if you are reading along with The Lost World, we are reading that right now. Our first episode just came out last week. It had James and Steve from Jurassic Unicast as well as Ben, and they talked all about the first third of the book. And we're going to be doing the second third coming up on Valentine's Day. So you want to spend time with your sweetheart. What better than listening to the Jurassic Park podcast and the Lost World Book Club, for sure. But get in your thoughts and feelings on the portion of the book that is the third configuration, stopping at the fifth configuration. Have those into us by February 12th. Send in your audio thoughts and feelings, and we will include those in the episode. But that's it for this podcast. If you want to find me, I am at Brad Jost on Twitter. You can see my information down there. I also did Grim Grinning Host podcast, which is another podcast that I'm on. And we talked all about, which I made a fun image this week somewhere over on Twitter. I don't know if I probably can't find it quick enough. But we talked about predictions for theme parks in 2022. And I made, as well as my co-host for that show, we made a lot of Jurassic predictions for theme parks in this coming year. So if you want a taste of what could be coming for Jurassic in 2022 in the theme parks, head over to Grim Grinning Hosts. You can find that on all your podcasting platforms. We are a theme park show. We talk all about Universal, Disney, whatever the case is. So very, very busy. And then tomorrow, I'm going to be on the Forcecast Live tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on their Facebook page. We're going to be talking about some Boba Fett, I'm sure. There's been a few episodes out there, so we'll probably talk about those. But yeah, that's it, guys.
Awesome.
Thank you so much to everybody in the chat room. You've been awesome tonight. It looks like Tim wants a Hammond Collection.
I know. I saw that.
Yeah, but thank you so much, everybody. And please go to our website, JurassicParkPodcast.com. Find us over on Twitter at Jurassic Park Pod. Jurassic Park Podcast over on Instagram, and who cares about Facebook? But we also are on TikTok, I guess. So, go check us out over on those places. Oh man, it's been a night. So, what do you say we get out of here? Let's head out.
All right.
Night,
everyone.
So have a good one. Yep. Have a good one.